All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sports Dom coming back with another video, and this is my Buffalo Sabres at New York Islanders post-game recap. So the Buffalo Sabres scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third for 7 goals. The New York Islanders scored 0 in the first, 1 in the second, 0 in the third for 1 goal. 7-1. The Buffalo Sabres defeat the New York Islanders. And ladies and gentlemen, the streak is over. That is right. The 13-game losing streak has come to an end. And now they are going to start a different streak. And you can tell in their post-game interviews and the smiles on their faces, they're a more happier team. They finally got that stretch out of the way. They said that they're so much happier they got the stretch. That stretch is over. They felt that they played some games where they just weren't scoring goals. They played some games where they weren't getting goaltending. They would score goals, but they wouldn't get the goaltending. There was games where they would get the goaltending, but they wouldn't score the goals. And this, they were all over the Islanders all night long. Stats. Goals, Buffalo Sabres 7, New York Islanders 1. Shots, Buffalo 25, New York 28. Block shots, Sabres 30, Islanders 9. Hits, Buffalo Sabres 17, New York Islanders 19. Faceoffs, Buffalo 27, New York 37. Power play goals, Sabres 1, Islanders 0. Penalty minutes, Buffalo Sabres 8, New York Islanders 12. All right, here we go with the onslaught of scoring. Scoring in the first period at 2:07, it was Buffalo's Beck Malenstein, his third of the season, assisted by Jacob Bryson, his third, and Ryan McLeod, his 10th, and it's 1-0 Buffalo. And then at 16:49, it was Buffalo's Yuri Kulik, his 5th of the season, assisted by Dylan Cousins, his 9th, and Rasmus Dahlin, his 14th. And after 1, it's 2-0 Buffalo Sabres. Then in the second period, at 6:53, it's Buffalo's Jason Zucker, his 9th, on the power play, assisted by Jack Quinn, his 5th, and Rasmus Dahlin, his 2nd of the game, his 5th of the season. And his 2nd of the game, his 15th of the season, and it's 3-0 Buffalo. And then at 15:45, it was Buffalo's Zach Benson, his 5th, assisted by Rasmus Dahlin, his 3rd of the game, his 16th of the season, and Yuri Kulik, his 2nd of the season. And it's 4-0 Buffalo. And then at 18:21, it was the mighty Quinn, Buffalo's Jack Quinn, his 4th of the season, assisted by Dylan Cousins, his 2nd of the game, his 10th of the season, and J.J. Paterka, his 15th. And it's 5-0 Buffalo. And then at 19:05, it was New York's Kyle Palmieri, his 12th, assisted by Duclair, his 3rd, and George, his 4th. And after 2, it's 5-1 Buffalo Sabres. And then at 10 minutes left in the game, the Islanders pull the goalie and give the Buffalo Sabres a free goal. In the third period, at 10:07, it was Buffalo's Tage Thompson, the empty netter, his 17th of the season, assisted by Rasmus Dahlin, his 4th of the game, 17th of the season. And it's 6-1 Buffalo Sabres. Why would they pull their goaltender with 10 minutes left? I don't get it. And then at 15:49, it was Buffalo's Yuri Kulik, his 2nd of the game, his 6th of the season, unassisted. And it's 7-1, your final score. The Buffalo Sabres end the streak on December 23rd. 2024. The Buffalo Sabres end the streak, and they get ready to host the Chicago Blackhawks on Friday. Now, with this holiday roster freeze and everything, I don't get this because no NHL team can practice until this holiday roster freeze is over, and the teams can't travel, which means the Blackhawks won't be able to fly to Buffalo until the morning of that game. So they ain't got time to. They can't practice because that's the rule. They can't travel until the day of the game. So the Blackhawks, they're going to be jet lagged, no practice, and I think the Buffalo Sabres are going to win their second straight on Friday. They're at home. They finally got that monkey off their back. They know that that they can do this now, and they're going to want to beat Chicago. Is another bad team. The Chicago Blackhawks are 12-21-2. The Buffalo Sabres come in at 12-19-4. So they're going to want to beat the Chicago Blackhawks, and I think they will. I think they're going to get 2 in a row, and then they get ready to take on St. Louis and Dallas to end December and to end 2024. Let's end 2024 on a 4-game winning streak. Come on, guys. Penalties in the first period at 14:45. It was New York's Anders Lee, 2 minutes for slashing. And then at 16:26, it was Buffalo's Owen Power, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. And at 16:26, it was New York's Alexander Romanov, 2 minutes for roughing. And then in the second period, at 6 minutes, it was New York's Jean-Gabriel Pageau, 2 minutes for hooking. And then at 11:21, it was New York's Bo Horvat, 2 minutes for roughing. And then at 11:21, it was Buffalo's Peyton Krebs, 2 minutes for roughing. And then in the third period at 2:42, it was Buffalo's Ryan McLeod, 2 minutes for interference. And at 5:28, it was New York's Ilya Sorokin, delay of game goalie restrict, 2 minutes. And then at 13:48, it was New York's Casey Cizikas, 2 minutes for roughing. And then at 13:48, it was Buffalo's Dylan Cousins, 2 minutes for roughing. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen gets the win. He stopped 28 of 29 shots, a .964 save percentage, and he played 60 minutes. Ilya Sorokin, he had 24 shots against. He stopped 18 and a .750 save percentage. He played 58 minutes. So, and in the post game, they and Lindy Ruff, he sounded, he sounded like he said they just got to keep this going. That this was, they knew once they were up 5-0 that they were ending this streak, and that they were going to get the win over the New York Islanders, and they went out and they did it. They lost to the Islanders on November 30th, 3-0. That was the third of this 13-game losing streak, and they finally ended it. They're sitting in last place, but they get 2 points tonight. They get 2 points, and let's go for another 2 points on Friday when they take on the Chicago Blackhawks. And then on Sunday, they host the St. Louis Blues. And then on Tuesday, New Year's Eve, they are at the Dallas Stars and that let's start a winning streak. This isn't we can beat these guys. We can beat the Dallas Stars. Um, we already did beat the Dallas Stars back on October 22nd. We beat them 4-2 in Buffalo, so we know we can beat them. And we can beat the St. Louis Blues. But first, we got to beat Chicago. Then we got to beat St. Louis in St. Louis. The St. Louis Blues are 16-16-4. And then the Dallas Stars are 20-13-0. And one of those 13 losses was to the Buffalo Sabres. So, now that the streak is over, we are on a one-game winning streak. Let's keep it going. We got our 12th win of the year. There's still a lot of hockey left to make the playoffs. Still a lot of hockey. We still got the end of this month. We got January, February, March, and then the few games in April. So they're not out of it yet. They can still make the playoffs. They're going into this game. I think they said they were 12 points out. But getting 2 points today, and getting that long losing streak, off their back. They looked happier in the post game. They felt happier. They played as a team tonight, and not individuals. They played as a team. They got goaltending from Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. And they scored 7 goals on the New York Islanders. They wanted revenge. And they got revenge from that 3-0 game. That was part of this 13-game losing streak. So it was nice for them to end the streak. And I'm glad they did it against the New York Islanders in New York, nonetheless, in their building. Their fans were giving them hell too. Their fans were booing them and stuff like that. But I never gave up on these guys. I stuck with them like a real fan does. You stick with them through the good and the bad. Now, with that being said, there's still a lot of hockey left to play. Yes, they're still going to have some losses coming up. They're not going to win them all. No team ever goes 82-0. But they're going to have some losses. But I think this gave them the confidence that they needed. And I think this woke them up. And I think you're going to see these guys win a lot of games now. I think you're going to see these guys win a lot of games now. And especially on January 2nd, the first game of 2025. At Colorado, they're going to want revenge in that game. They had a 4-0 lead when Colorado beat them in Buffalo. They blew a 4-0 lead. But I think now that this team knows that they can score goals and that they can get the goaltending that they need, I think you're going to see these kids put a streak together now. Now that they got that 13-game losing streak out of the way, it's not going to be 18. But now that they got that out of the way, I think you're going to see these guys put a winning streak together, and they're going to be very difficult to play against like they were tonight. So guys, comment in the comment section below on what you think. And as always, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss a video. This is Sports Dom. Peace. Go Sabres. Let's beat the Blackhawks on Friday night. And let's get ready for the St. Louis Blues on Sunday. That game starts... actually, I think that game will be going on, when the Bills game is going on. And the Bills are at home. And they're playing the Jets. So, it's going to interfere with the Bills game, but I think the Sabres win that game. I think they beat Chicago on Friday. They beat St. Louis on Sunday in St. Louis. And I think they'll beat Dallas again and sweep them in Dallas. And then they'll be ready for the Colorado Avalanche. So, guys, comment, like, subscribe. Go Sabres. Beat the Blackhawks on Friday night. And get ready to go to St. Louis for a matchup with the Blues on Sunday. A Sunday matinee. Go Sabres. Beat the Blackhawks.